Think about your announcements. Definitely. Hey, everybody. This is Gimbalabs Open Spaces. My name is Newman. I'm here joined with, let's see, James and Lewis and Harsha and Roberto and Sebastian, among others, are here. And it's February 12th. It's Thursday. It's 14:30 UTC. This is the time for open spaces, sometimes called open governance. And this is the Gimbal Labs community. These are 30 minutes, 90 minutes, up to 90 minutes. We don't have to take 90 minutes. And we have an open space for sharing, learning, coordination, and decision making, things that we do. It's a very human activity to sort of gather weekly. We do it to stay connected. We share updates, explore new ideas, and do this thing called consent-based governance, based generally around proposals. But when we don't have proposals, we talk and share updates and whatnot. Why we do this, the big why. We do this so that we can stay aligned in our purpose. And our purpose is to provide open, replicable, safe spaces for people everywhere to learn, explore, and to empower one another to solve meaningful problems. And the unstated part of that is that we solve problems with with the web and new technologies and blockchain and Cardano. Okay. Um, with that, Cardano is technical. It's a very technical thing. Um, but it's also non-tech, like there is this sort of dichotomy between the tech and the non-tech. And as Harsha and I prepared the meeting, we realized that, hey, we've had a lot of non-tech funded proposals. Right now, and then I'm prefacing up, I'm getting ready for the announcements because we have basically two big projects that are going on that are touching on the community, and that is the release of Andamio, the next version of Andamio, and this CATS, the Cardano Africa Technical Tech Summit. Um, so, one, Andamio is very technical, and the other one, even though tech is in the name, it's a very non-technical thing to gather around and have a conference. I think those two things have to really coexist together, and I'm pretty happy that we engaged in these non-technical things, um, uh, even though each informs the other. There's a very yin-yang thing going on with the tech and non-tech. All right, so even though we're gonna wait for our cats folks, I guess Ayomi is here, and we can all sort of talk about cats. I definitely want to get a round of announcements. If anybody here has an announcement that is not on Damio or Cardano Africa Technical Summit, please speak up. Uh,
Sebastian has his
we,
hand
Yeah,
up.
I can go.
oh, you got an announcement?
Um,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. It's because it's not part of a proposal. I don't have a proposal, just an initial idea that I think, reading the note from Louis recent and seeing the guys fully commitment with what Andamio represents and we do here. Uh, it's relevant again. I know the things like, for example, the current price of ADA, it's difficult to make some decisions, right? But it's not an issue that we can control, and it's possible that that will be a constant during the whole year, so we can stay still without doing nothing and seeing that Gimbalabs it's it's in currently in a unusual situation. I've been here for years, but this is the first time that I'm seeing some kind of engagement from outside, right? And I see potential on that. In the last week, I posted an idea about a potential proposal to send to continue this live representation of special members from the community that had shown uh, remarkable commitment for this decentralized organization. Um, I posted and I offered the idea of we can think about next month will be the Builder Fest in Argentina,
Yeah. Yep.
right?
Yep.
And it's opportunity and normally it's an event that meets together in a single place many of our potential clients, for saying in its own
Mm,
way, our potential community, right? Developers and builders, and it's mostly about that, right? And
yeah.
some um, funding institutions that are focused on the builder side of the ecosystem. I postulate in my note, first, we should think about sending a small team in representation of Gimbalabs with a clear mission, exclusively Gimbalabs, and the mission of promoting and talking to all these community of builders and all these organizations whose with this worry about with this idea of promoting uh, developing and building in the ecosystem. So I postulated Newman, I postulated Harsha and James. Um, that was my initial. You can find my idea in one of the channels of the Discord. It's in the give feedback channel where I gave some rationales to start the discussion, and at the end of the day, taking some kind of decision about it, right?
Yeah.
That's in general terms. And I have some concerns about, okay, this is not in terms of price the best moment to make some kind of take some risks in financial terms. But at the same time, at the other side of the coin, we have some kind of good scenario where Gimbalabs can take finally a relevant position in terms of supporting the Cardano ecosystem the Cardano developer ecosystem in a strong way. I'm seeing that. We are seeing that in full force currently in the summit, in the African summit. We are
Yeah.
seeing the potential of make some live and presential things in events, right?
Yeah.
So thanks for hearing me, for listening me, and I put that idea in the give feedback Gimbalabs Discord and channel. We can start a conversation. Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
thanks a lot.
Okay. That's
Of course, and of course, finally, just quick, I
yeah.
postulated Newman, Harsha, and James, but that's my opinion, right?
Yeah.
All my opinion is just my opinion. Maybe we can take this idea and start to build on top of that, removing or adding some pieces that can make the experimentation a better exercise. Yeah, thanks a lot.
Yeah. And that would be a good one. That would be a good one to flesh out and look at like the other proposals that we've done and like look at their. That's one of the reasons why we have this proposal framework is that we can iterate on them and say, oh, look, this is what we did and this is what we sort of planned out. Um, and then see see how we might want to change it, what went well, what didn't, and then we iterate through. I definitely think that it's one of the things that we all like to do, and it seems like it's paying off. Um, it is really cool because that like I think we're riding on a high. I don't know if you've seen the feed from the Cardano Africa Summit. Like it's cool. It's cool, and we've got like great representation there. Like really our best in
Yeah.
Emmanuel and Ahmed and Lewis and Naomi. Like I'm super happy to have them there for us, repping not just t-shirts, but like real skill, real hey,
Absolutely.
this is what Gimbal Labs does. And there's like I don't know, there's just that's worked out absolutely perfectly. Absolutely perfectly.
And if you consider the public conversations are taking place in this moment about public infrastructure, for example, um,
Yeah, yeah,
putting in doubt the benefits of taking public efforts or open source efforts and maintain them in exchange of the private and business initiatives, right? So it's not about only Gimbalabs. It's about what's happening in this moment and how
Okay.
these public and community organizations have to fight for their primacy in the ecosystem in this moment.
Right.
Yeah,
Yeah,
thanks a lot.
that's actually really good. And that, yeah. Um, yeah, that's a good those are good points about this open source because I definitely like in this idea of looking around for proposals, like I really want to do open source in a real way, like how to contribute. Where I think we're all thinking about like, hey, how can we contribute? Like, what is it that we're doing? It's something beautiful, like when the market is bare, it's just like, oh, it's a reprioritization time. It's just like, okay, and it's a questioning time. It's just like, oh, and it's also winter time here, even though it's warmer a little bit, but it's like, hey, the spring is here, the energy will return. Like what are my priorities? Um, and there's so many opportunities and priorities that we can get into here, and we have this beautiful way of um establishing hierarchies and not vetting, but working with ideas in a community. That's one of the things to do governance for. Um, so that's a good one. If anyone else has got like a seed of a proposal, now is the time. Just like what Sebastian did, it's just like, hey, this is a proposal that I want to do. Then you can kind of get something, and then we can roll that into the proposal format, which is very important for like what I said about getting things, but I think we're ready to get into that. If you
And
have one, then please you can surface it now. Say, hey, I want to build something or I have an idea. Like you could bring it up now in announcements. You're basically announcing this seed of an idea, a proposal seed. Um,
and sorry, and my intention is not to impose nothing, just presenting the idea. And if the idea gains some enough traction, I think James, Newman, and Harsha can start to build the proposal, right? Because at the end
yeah,
of the day, the
yeah,
proposal will be they will be the main implementators, executors of the proposal, right? So
yeah, for sure, for sure.
yeah, thanks a lot.
All right, so let's move on to our next announcement. I wonder if this is a good time for Andamio. While I'm kind of vamping to like let Lewis and the crew get so Lewis, tell us when you get ready because I definitely want to get a good announcement from you
I'm
all.
turning on my laptop.
Yeah, okay. So to catch your breath, get settled. James
Yeah.
is going to give us a couple minutes on Damio. Uh, they have been blowing up my GitHub feed, which has been beautiful. I've been having to resist with every bit of discipline to jump into their live coding sessions, which has been kind of a. It's one of those procrastination things. Like, well, if I'm not going to do that, I will be cranking out some of these Cardano Go lessons. So. Hey, James, give us a little insight, some announcement of this is part of a big week for Andamio.
Yeah, we're going to have a new place to put all of those Go PBL lessons really soon. Um, so we're just kicking the tires for a V2 mainnet launch, and I'll give you a little demo of what's going to happen for anybody here who's been using V1. But when we really thought about releasing this, we thought about three stages of doneness. Okay. So, and it's just represented by how many times you say the word done. So done, 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 and done, done, done. But so today is
Sure.
the one where this is
The
the done.
first done.
Yeah. First done is end of day today. And what that means is that people can start playing around with this. Everything you've been doing on V1, you'll be able to do on V2. Now, a lot of people have already been earning credentials, have access tokens, been contributing to projects. So this is the last bit that's not quite live, and I'll show you why. But let's take a look at what pre-prod looks like
Nice.
because it's about to be on mainnet. Here's the new landing page, and we'll work on this. We'd like to have people contributing icons and stuff as we go in. But as I'll show you, the real idea here is to provide a starting place for people to build upon on Damio, and more on that in just a moment. Migration experience, what you'll see here is I have a Lace wallet with an Andamio access token from V1. This is the policy ID on pre-prod. It has a different policy ID on mainnet. But I don't yet have the new access token, and I need one. So when I try to enter this app and I connect my wallet, it detects that I have a V1 access token, and this is what it'll be like for everybody here. And now I can claim my V2. Now, one of
Beautiful.
the things we're working on behind the scenes is we really want this to be a sponsored transaction. Everybody already paid for one for their V1 access token. So currently there's a fee of 0.19 ADA. And what we're trying to do is use the utxos.dev, right? This is Jingles and the team from Mesh building out some client services. And we're getting rigged up right now, the sponsorship transaction for this. So hopefully the cost of this transaction is zero by the time we're on mainnet. We got it pretty close to that already. New access token holders will still pay the fee to onboard to the network. Let's confirm this transaction and we'll test it live.
Beautiful.
I know that Roberto and the rest of the team, we've all been working on this experience. So here's a little test of what it looks like in the current state. Let's find out. So I signed the transaction. Now I'm waiting for it to be confirmed on chain. That's always going to be a step. Any questions while we wait for this? So this will be just a one-time transaction. Once I have this token, I'll be able to log in just like I was before, and everything will be complete.
I love the idea of a sponsored transaction. This is it's like a use case for programmable money. Like, of course, and then once that pattern is established, it seems like that could really grow into all kinds of other fun things that you can do that would be difficult to do with other technologies.
Well, and so while this is waiting, let's talk about what we're really releasing right now, which
Mm.
is, of course, this app. But what we're most excited to introduce to the world is our API. And so this is the system that now anybody can use to build new apps on top of the same infrastructure as what we have in deployment right here. And this is you could see mainnet.api. This documentation is already live. It doesn't do anything yet, but you can switch over to pre-prod as well. And so there will be pre-prod and mainnet environments for people to start playing with the APIs, right? Giving anybody the ability to issue credentials and build apps that grant role-based access to holders of those credentials. The authentication system, this is fully Cardano wallet based. But when you use this and relating back to this idea of sponsored transactions, a lot of us are going to build apps on top of Andamio that that have as an audience people who haven't used Cardano yet. And so the other thing you'll be able to do is use this system, but first have people initially create a wallet using only a social login like they're already comfortable with, say Google or Twitter, that kind of thing, or Discord, right? Create a wallet, start to use it with sponsored transactions, maybe even earn your first credential. But then when you're ready to start committing to projects and earning funds, we can encourage people to take custody of their wallet, and now they're fully onboarded to Cardano. So we've got this API for people to build apps that onboard a whole new set of use cases to Cardano, and then the infrastructure to onboard users who might be thinking about blockchain transactions for the first time. Any questions about the API? A lot more to share on this, and we'll launch Andamio Pioneers. That's coming up. I can announce that too. That launches on Tuesday, February 24th. We'll have our
Okay.
first official session, start playing around with these APIs and seeing how they all work.
You said what date?
Tuesday, February 24th.
Okay.
We'll put out an announcement about that with the launch announcement later today.
Awesome. Oh
Let's see
man.
if this transaction confirmed. It looks like we've got just a little lagging tracker right there on the home page, but now I should be able to see, yeah, there's my new access token.
Nice.
Yeah. And on mainnet, we'll have a little V2 logo so you can tell them apart. That's
Okay.
okay. So let's log in again. This time, when I connect my wallet, now I've got my
There it
dashboard.
is. Beautiful.
And if you were already enrolled in any courses, if you've already earned credentials from those courses, you'll see those credentials here. You can browse just like before. You can see which projects you're qualified for. You can create new courses and new projects with prerequisites. Now, what's besides the API, the other thing I'm most excited about is we've eliminated some transactions. So I can share this here at Gimbalabs because a lot of people have been using Andamio V1, and you know that you had to do this first enrollment transaction to join a course, and only after you did that could you then commit to your first assignment. And in the same way, you had to enroll in a project you were qualified for, and only then could you commit to your first task. We've eliminated those enrollment transactions. So the whole system works a lot more smoothly. If I want to join a course, all I have to do is just commit to an assignment in that course, and now I'm in. If I want to join a project, yeah, I still have to be qualified for it with my prerequisites, but there's no enrollment step. I can just commit to a task, and now I'm part of that work moving forward. Any questions about that upgrade?
It's a big one.
Pretty excited about that one.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
yeah, that's the overview. Lots to play with here. If you do have, I know a lot of people here might have a pre-prod token. You can play with it now at preprod.app.andamio. But yeah, really excited just to
Awesome.
see if we can get that sponsorship transaction working to make those migration transactions free. And as soon as we get that working, we will push this live to mainnet and start getting loud about it.
Awesome. Well, thanks for that announcement, James. That's really cool. And we'll look forward to the Pioneers program, and we can go in and do this migration now.
On
Uh,
now on mainnet, let's say
oh, on mainnet.
by tomorrow at the latest, but I think we'll have it out today.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Perfect. Perfect.
Thanks
All
for the
right. Yeah, for sure. And yeah. So staying in our announcements section, hey, Lewis and Emmanuel, Ahmed, you guys are back and in the place. You want to come in and tell us a little bit about the what you're doing there in Nairobi? Um, I can I can share. Let me share my screen because Ayomi shared a really cool picture of you guys. Um, here we go.
All right, sorry about that. Oh, okay. Go ahead, man.
Oh, sorry. No, no, this is where we're at. Look at you guys. Look at these beautiful faces, man.
Woo!
All right.
Oh,
All
boy,
right.
way to go, team.
All
I
right, all
don't,
right.
y'all look
So
great.
this was yesterday, right? Um, Yesterday was a bit chaotic. We didn't know what was going on. We were trying to hustle and get the banner, right? On top
Oh,
of that, we were trying to sort out the tickets. So there was miscommunication, right? So
oh,
there's a CAT summit and there's the ATS summit, right? So the CAT summit is free, but the ATS is over $400 per person. So
hmm.
I went to Don Bosco and I'm like, yo, this is so last minute. We had no proper prior information about the event. So he gave us 2 free tickets. And then he said the other person, which was Ahmed, will have to share, right? So me being a smart guy, I went to one of the ticketing ladies, and as we talked her to give us an extra ticket.
Yes, yes.
So yeah, we saved money there. Also, when I picked up Emmanuel and the gang, there was an error in our booking. So if we didn't clock that early with the agent, Emmanuel and Ahmed would have probably be sleeping on the streets, or would have to share my bed, and my bed is not big enough to fit 3 people. So quick thinking, we got a place for a few hours just to crash, and then went to the event. Yesterday there was not really much activity from us because we were still trying to sort out the banner. We're still trying to, yeah. So today we were a bit more active. Yeah, I believe Emmanuel and Ahmed are adjusted enough. They'll probably tell you more about that themselves. And so we get the event. We've already ordered the banner. So we're thinking the banner will be ready by the time we get there in the morning. So unfortunately, it wasn't there yet. But now it's big. I think it's ready. So they'll probably just stick it, and then for the Cat Summit tomorrow, we'll have a banner and a corner and a few tables so people can come join us. And then what else? I've had like really great discussions with people around, not just in the ecosystem. I met Adam Dean. Yeah, we took a photo. I'm buying him lunch tomorrow. some proper Kenyan street food. It's literally across his hotel. So I mean, why not? Yeah. And I was talking to a bunch of guys from Blockchain Center Nairobi. Not Duncan and not Duncan, Don Bosco, not Don Bosco and Darlington, but a few other guys in their team. And one of them mentioned, yo, I'm surprised to see Gimbalabs here. Are you guys trying to bring, turn Nairobi into a Gimbalabs HQ? I was like, I guess we'll find out. Yeah. All right,
I
I'm
like
trying to
it.
see if there's anything interesting I may have left out. But yeah, that's pretty much the gist. There's still one more day to the summit, to the main summit, the CAT summit. So tomorrow, maybe all hands on deck. Also, there is an intersect meeting happening at 8 p.m. No, I'm thinking, I didn't carry clothes when I came here. So I'm thinking, Jesus, am I going to wear the same shirt? I mean, I need to look nice. So I may end up going home after this meeting, get a change of clothes, and then join these other guys. Yeah. I don't know, maybe Emmanuel and Ahmed have their own updates because we kept separating at the event.
Yeah, I'd love to hear it. Thank you for that update. That's really, really great. Emmanuel, Ahmed, what anything to add? What was the experience like for you all?
Yeah, I think Lewis, has said it all right from the start. Our flights came in, um, I think 2 a.m. in the morning. So
What?
Lewis has been cruising us around Kenya a lot. We've been to a lot of places in Kenya. We've drove a lot, and Lewis came to pick us at the airport around 2:30. Very prompt, and so we got to a temporary place to stay. So we had to stay there for a while until the morning. Then we got to the ATS. And yeah, we've been trying to like get along with, putting us like making our representation a big thing, not just us coming and saying, oh yeah, we just came to have fun at the event. That is what I've been working on. We were first working on being part of the speakers of the event. Talking
Yeah.
about Gimbalabs in how Gimbalabs have been empowering the African communities. I really, really would have loved to say something on the big stage about that. But with Don Bosco, Otunga, and Darlington, we've been trying to make that arrangement. But Don Bosco had to tell us in the late hours that, hey man, I don't think this is actually feasible right now. That there's a lot of space that has been taken. That okay, maybe it would be nice for you guys to have a booth, a space, a booth, so you can just hang your banner. So it will still give us visibility and recognition as well. So yeah, we've been working on the banner since yesterday to today. I'm still not ready. But tomorrow we'll be having that our banner placed with Gimbalabs and Andamio logo, and yeah, we also part of the banner we added the Andamio V2. Andamio V2 is like we added it as yeah, as the announcement. So I guess everything we'll be able to publicize on Gimbalabs main Twitter accounts tomorrow. We'll send some visuals to Asha and Newman. Yeah.
That's really great. Oh man, that's super good. I mean, I have, and those guys have been working with you. I mean, it is tough to get like speaking because those are sort of finite spots, but getting a booth and a banner spot, and did you have to order the banner there, or how did all that
How
come
did all
together?
that come together?
Sorry, I didn't get that. I'm just unmuting myself. I'm just.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
The banner is great. Let's see. We'll look forward to seeing a good photo and everything. That's really wonderful. That's really wonderful.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah. And
And
yeah, update on Jethro. Jethro, Jethro has been his
oh
passport.
man, he's
Yeah.
got left behind. We left the man
Oh
behind. Oh
man.
my
Oh,
gosh.
he's crying. He's been crying in Nigeria. Like, what's going on, man? I don't know. This is a big problem I can't even deal with right now. Like, but I'm telling him, hey man, be calm, be calm. There's like I still want Jethro to join us, and his flight should happen in about maybe in less than 3 hours now. Um, yeah, so by tomorrow,
He's
Jethro will be joining us by tomorrow.
oh, I didn't know that. Oh, that's really
Yeah,
great.
yeah, 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 yeah. He got everything figured out. We had to like call a guy that knows another guy that knows another guy in Nigeria, and man, this guy passport needs to pass. Like,
And they also needed lunch, if you get what I mean.
yeah, and
Okay.
the Kenyan food has been challenging as well. I won't lie. Like,
Bring it up.
um, I don't know, but um, I won't say I've been
Don't over
starving, but
don't
I won't-
overdo it on the street food. You can only have a little bit. And then also
yeah,
yogurt
Uh,
and other
him,
fermented
like,
things. Like
he sounds like
yeah.
a New Yorker talking about New Jersey pizza or something right here.
yeah, that's right, man.
Yeah,
You don't
man,
want
like
that dirty stuff.
yeah, but we were able to like find out some Nigerian restaurants like on the app like to order. I think we did that yesterday night. So yeah,
Also, the
What
summit had really good food, man.
yeah,
But
a lot of
it's
food.
it's a lot of Kenyan food that these guys apparently don't like. I was eating.
Lewis was just eating. It was just Lewis left us like
They
you
kept
know.
they kept bringing food like every 3 hours, man, and it's different
yeah.
stuff.
So, but yeah,
Oof.
nice, nice.
Um, but how does it feel? I mean, have you ever been there before? Have you been to Kenya? Have you like how does it feel? Like is it similar? Is it different? Are you yeah.
Yeah, no, this is my first time coming to Kenya. Like, the weather has been a bit. It's natural, like it's normal, but a bit cold.
But
But but Levis keeps saying this is their time. This is their own. We're freezing here. Then I had to tell him that, man, you need to come to Lagos, Nigeria, man. You'll get boiled, like you'll be boiling, like so. Yeah, the weather is very nice. Kenyans, they are welcoming and entertaining, and yeah, really, really nice to be in Kenya. Yeah, and I met Adam Dean. We spoke about Hydra. I met Samuel Ledas. Samuel Ledas is I think a product manager at IOG. Like we spoke for over a time, and I met Yossi at Cardano Foundation. A lot of folks at Cardano Foundation and Intersect, and yeah, and the Anzians, the USDA guys. We will also I spoke to them, about what we are doing, Gimbal Labs, about programmable tokens. Yeah, so
Nice.
yeah, maybe other communities I might have forgot to mention in Cardano. Yeah, so I really met a lot of people, networked with them, and it was I'm
Oh,
very, very glad to meet them in real life.
did you meet any of the your other like Mesh colleagues, or is there anybody from Mesh there? No.
Not at all, not at all. But I think, yeah, like when I tell them like I'm a mesh contributor, they'll be like, wow, yeah. So, very, very recognized. And Gimbalabs, we won't even try to introduce ourselves very, very too much. They'll be like, yeah, you guys are very, very welcome. Yeah, we are very glad.
Oh
Oh,
yeah,
and then wait until Jethro gets there. I mean, then it's just like full strength, like attack.
Yeah, yeah,
yeah. Amount of support has been crazy.
yeah,
Like, yo, what? Gimbal
Yeah,
Labs needs to be out and about, man.
yeah,
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 nice.
yeah,
Oh, good deal. All right.
yeah. Well known, yeah. So, really, really nice to represent, to carry this logo on my chest. It's
Yeah,
it's
man. Ah,
it's a heavy logo.
It's drip, man.
It's trip, yeah. So it's a privilege, man. Thanks to you guys, for giving us this opportunity, and yeah, really, really glad.
well,
Yeah.
I think it's the vision. If you go back and look at the Gimbal Labs like foundation documents, like Fund One, there is a big part of the physicality and the humanness of getting together. It's like, we are a local, in a way, we're kind of local first. Uh, if you think about it in that way, we're trying to be local, we're trying to make connections between people. So you really have fulfilled that. And to be honest, we've also had an Africa focus. I mean, like that's really been a big draw for Cardano for me, and the whole idea of leapfrogging technology. Like that is where the problem, where there's solutions that can happen, and there's all these incredible young people with like lots of energy. That's what you're showing. I mean, it's just like you're like a super group. I love it. I love it. Absolutely love it. I hope that everybody is feeling as proud of Gimbal Labs and the things that you, Emmanuel, Jethro, and Naomi and Lewis, Ahmed have been doing. It's absolutely, absolutely fantastic. Yeah. So congrats. All right, all right. So that was a good announcements. We got all these announcements in. And next part in our report, let's take a look at D. Is anything going on in DREP? Is in DREP land? Has anybody in that space, have they been talking about? I'm curious as like what the water cooler talk is over there in in the just vapor locked. I gotta let's see, let's bring up DREP. Um what are the votes that are happening right now? Net change limit? Anything new? We'll only look at this for a little bit, but it's just something that I want to like, you know, we're going to give 2 minutes to it. Has anybody looked over at the Gov actions lately? As it is
One.
something that we do
Hello.
here. Oh, is that cute?
Sorry, guys. I tore my desk down and I'm just putting it back together, and that's a
Nice.
nightmare as usual. So I attended the budget committee meeting, and they said that the original net change limit of 350 million had already passed and was approved. So that second one there is from Utah for 300 million. I don't know what happens if we have two NCLs. That's pretty interesting. There's the other proposal, which is the parameter change to increase the size of transactions, and those are the two that I've been following.
Oh, cool. So this one, the net change limit, and hey, what happens when there's two competing kind of things? And then what was this other one? The ink.
Oh, the
This
hard
one?
fork is the one, but yeah, that was the other. Sorry, Newman. The
No,
top
no,
one
no, no.
there.
Yeah, this one.
Yeah, that's a protocol parameter change. So it requires SPOs and DREPs to vote. So it's the first one that we've experienced. It's a pretty big deal
Oh,
to the community. I don't think the participation is where it should be, but we'll see.
right.
It expires tomorrow.
Oh, look at this. Okay, okay.
And it's part one of two, so I don't know where part two of two is and if it matters.
Interesting, man. Interesting. Okay. Okay, intersect community. It's first of two parameter updates. Increase the Pluto script memory unit. 25% greater flexibility. Ah. So this is something that we kind of run across. So that was 2 minutes of VREP talk. We can dive deeper down into it, but to be honest, that helps me. And having your voice cue, thank you so much, because it is a thing about Cardano. Like, we have this opportunity, and we're all about opportunities here. So hopefully, and maybe there's a proposal out there. We've done this. And it's one of those things that's like, either we need to get in on it or get out of it. I would love for us to, but I am looking for, here's my personal thing. I would love to have a 2 minute, like a short amount of, I'd like to have a weekly or periodic place that I can go and discuss Cardano governance in the wider thing. Like, we talk about Gimbalabs and our little builder educator community, and we talk about things that are going on and proposals. I would love to be able to do that in a non-strange way with the greater Cardano. Does that check out with all of you all? Like, how are you feeling about governance now in Cardano?
I mean, my personal opinion, I would love for someone to like just give me this update. Like, just Quasar just came in and said, "Hey, this is this," or someone who
Yeah.
understands what's going on. Give me like a summary so that I can decide on what I want to do.
Yep. Yep. That's exactly it. Okay. So I feel like that was a good announcements and DREP report. Are there any? So we had this. So now it's called for proposal time. We had that one from Sebastian about like conference work. We could talk more about that. Does anyone else? Here, actually, I wrote down some ideas as we gave the announcements. Um, I would love to. I would love to see something about like a sponsorship transaction, like that transaction type. Is it out there in the world? Has anybody done a Hello World tutorial? I will give this personal report, and I do kind of want to raise a ruckus, because it just struck a nerve. I was trying to do the Hello World tutorial on, should I name names? It was Mesh. Just a simple Hello World tutorial that every beginning Cardano developer should be able to do. It's totally broken. And on the same day, somebody else said something about it. And the and somebody came in from Mesh and was just like, "Yep, that's a problem. We've just been iterating so fast. Like, our packages are doing breaking changes with these old documentation." And I'm just like, that is poor. That is just not, because here was a guy and me that were just trying to do the, basic get to know you Hello World tutorial. And not only did it break, it's not saying, "Hey, this is broken." Like, "Hey, come back." Remember back in the old days of the web where there was always these like under construction signs? It's like, "Yeah, this is broken at the moment." So I would love to either reach out to Mesh and say, "Hey, here's some Gimbalabs contributors to do the Hello World stuff," because I feel like that's our roundhouse. Like, we collect young new developers, whether they come from another ecosystem, like if they're Go developers, for instance. Like, we could do that. So that's an idea of mine, like, with this whole idea of like the learning and education network thing that we've got going. What else? Are any other proposal seeds that are out there?
Actually, I wanted to throw an idea out. I think we discussed this, Newman, previously,
Mm.
about like allocating 25 ADA, which is not much, which is just like a small amount of ADA every week during open spaces, along with like 5 to 10 minute slot, where someone presents, like reads through one of the governance proposals and summarizes it and tells us about it. It's not compulsory, not someone doesn't have to do one every week, but if they do one, they'll get like a small reward of 25 ADA in the during the open spaces. What how does that sound to people? This is just to
Yeah.
build like a governance culture inside of Gimbal Labs.
Yep. Yep. I love it. Like read, investigates or read or somehow summarize and present DREP proposal presentation.
Yeah, just 5 to 10 minutes max.
Why not
And
pay a little
yeah,
bit more for someone to create a bot that has AI and does that? Because I get the feeling that a lot of those summaries are going to be AI generated anyways.
yeah, yeah.
So you could have something that just automatically brings them down or reads them and just presents an executive summary, a brief of these are the governance actions that are on the plate right now. And these are the main key points. And that way you just have that and you can do one payment to someone that can build it. You just have it forever.
Okay, I mean that's actually
That's a great
yeah.
way.
No, I mean, I agree with that for the most part, but this is what I keep wondering. Like, does the human part make a difference? Like, if someone comes and talks about it, would we care? For example, right now there is a channel in our Discord where like it doesn't summarize anything, but at least like it keeps reminding you, hey, these proposals are here, these proposals are here. No one cares, not even the people that built it, like me and Newman. So I keep wondering, like, would the would just the technology like make the difference we want to? And I don't know the answer, by the way. Maybe it does. Maybe
Yeah,
the summarizer does work. I don't know.
yeah,
We'll see.
I
We'll
think
see.
the valuable part of governance is the vote, the putting behind the proposal, the analyzing what the summary says. The problem right now, as I see it, and maybe it has something to do with a low participation, is that if you look at a governance page, any page, from my experience, it's a wall of text. A lot of it is very technical, and it's just, lawyers get paid for this really good money for a good reason because it's really, really, really boring. I don't know if anyone else, if they're active, Quasar or whatever, has experience. Maybe they can. Maybe I'm wrong about this, but I think the important part of representation is really to get the information, analyze trade-offs. Where are we on this? Where are we on that? And your vote. The actual presentation part, like I said, right? You can get a summary from AI and just present it as your own. That's not really that much valuable. What's valuable is we all have that information beforehand, or even have like 5 minutes during the initial part of the meeting, read that summary, and then discuss what do these governance actions mean for the ecosystem, and where, as Gimbal Labs, as an institution, do you stand on that within that context, right? What does this mean? Why are people putting forward these proposals? What do they say in like a really high level, right? If you want to get technical, I think that's another issue. Maybe that's when you focus a little bit more on this proposal is interesting to us. Let's study it a little bit more. But yeah, that's my.
yeah,
No, that makes a lot of sense. So if we have the summary, we can focus on discussing how it matters to us, as opposed to just understanding the proposal. I think that makes a lot of sense, Roberto, at least to me.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
thank you.
Is it is it something that we want to do here, or is it something that is like a spin-off project that we want to do? Like it would be a separate thing. Like I'm kind of I had an idea that like, oh, maybe it's a separate, like somebody somewhere is doing this. Maybe it's 45B. Oh, 45B, that's what it was. 45B, I think, has something in this to discuss, to bring up, socialize, or do something. Now, I definitely think as technical builders, and remember the theme for today is like technical and non-technical, like we could create a bot either with like a service like N8N or just with the APIs and some DApp. Um, we could create something that takes in the proposals, outputs a summary that then we can socialize ourselves and take off the kind of the heavy lifting of Roberto very I think very accurately described the problem of like this technical wall of text that sometimes is biased, and then getting it to where we can ingest or consume or interface with what's going on. Q, what do you got? What are you thinking?
I think there's value in doing this, and it's also important to think about what we've experienced in the past and what we know is going to happen in the short-term future, short-term being a year or so, with a lot of proposals going into this ecclesia, this omnibus, aggregation of proposals. So it's going to be very intense at this time, and then throughout the course of the year, when we're not looking for funding or treasury withdrawals, we've got these smaller proposals coming in. So the workload will be, very intense and seasonal, and then it'll be a bit sporadic. And concerning the AI, if you wanted to do that, I think it'd be cool to test it both ways to see what the AI comes back with, and then see what a human comes back with. A lot of these proposals have 10 to 20 different links as referrals, and there's a lot to dig through, y'all. We're really killing ourselves with this, congestion of nonsensical, data. There's my gripe and my positivity.
Okay. So I mean, it's funny. We really do dig down into the DREP thing. Like the community portal. I mean, we could be a part of the community portal. Ooh, Abiodon, I look to you for this type of governance stuff. What's going on, man? You got your hand up?
Newman, how you doing?
Good to see you, man.
Yeah, I was in your DM some days ago, so it's so good to be here again. All right.
For sure.
I would actually support Roberto to building an automation system like you suggested, and end-to-end automation, because if you're actually asking human to analyze and come to meetings every Thursday to present them, we may not have accuracy. All right. But when you use a machine, all right, it can actually pick all the detailed information, filter it down. You don't have to waste your time. All right. If you're actually a human, you may be limited in the information you get. All right. But when we automate these things, we can filter the governance structure in the whatever we are picking, and then you can present it, convert it to text. Like I told you, NN would do a perfect job here, all right? So it would do something very perfect. And we can always present it, every week for people to see. It's actually very easy to do.
Okay.
And sorry, I don't, for some reason, I don't have the hand up thing in Zoom, but just to be clear, and to Quasar's point, I do think that proposals that we can get behind on do need a deep read, deep conversation. The point maybe I'm trying to make is we need a filtering system. Like, for example, Gimbalabs is education, it's community. So maybe we need to pick our battles in terms of where we participate in governance, instead of trying to participate in every subject that might go over our heads, or, it's not directly, try to identify those opportunities where we could bring value as an opinionated group, or it would bring value to us as someone that's trying to foster community and education within the ecosystem. And once we have that set of a narrower set of proposals, we could dig in and really look at what they're saying, without using tools, or maybe just talking with each other. I just think that with the resources and the group of people and being non-remunerated work, it's really challenging to really, it seemed to me like a really full-time job to do that conscientiously for every proposal that's out there. So we might want to be pragmatic in the sense of we need a couple that we can focus on and have a really good, strong opinion about, and represent that.
Okay. Yeah, this is good discussion, because I feel like there is a proposal here, and this proposal could interface with a wider community, meaning it could create value for a wider community. I have a feeling that every Cardano group and every token holder or every DREP is trying to do this. Yeah, or it's a real problem to solve. And to be honest, it's a real problem to solve in any kind of governance, like, city, municipal, county, state, national. Like, it is just a thing when you get a group of people together. Like, it's that collaboration layer that is so tricky. And because of these new technologies, like, this could be opportunity. How do you feel? Is this something that you would like to see Gimbalabs investigate? Like this idea of this proposal idea of a somehow incentivizing, like summarizing and filtering the proposal, the governance actions,
Yeah.
possibly with AI automation and some type of human participation, possibly with giving some time in our open space governance meetings.
Exactly.
Yeah, what do you think? And Harsha, I'm saying this. Oh, go ahead.
All right. Yeah, Newman, I thank you so much, because this is an opportunity for me to speak. All right. So honestly, we can actually do this. All right. Like I told you, we need to filter things. We can actually do this and it will work. We'll build a tool that can help us coordinate the fragmented systems in this governance structure. All right. By layers, we look at all the governance layer, wherever they are fragmented, we coordinate them. Then we filter out things that are not even useful. We bring it here, all right? And then we can present it, even for actual voting or whatever, we can always present it to the House. And it's doable. We can employ some AI tools, even if we are not using it end-to-end, we can do that and we'll build it and everybody has access to it, all right? We don't need to stress Asha. Asha doesn't want to be stressed. AI makes life better. And in less than 3 minutes, you have your information. That is why we have it. All right. Thank you so much.
Harsha doesn't want to be stressed. It's true. It's true.
One thing I would say is, sorry.
Go ahead, Roberto. Go ahead.
No, to reach out to 45B first, maybe. If they got something going on and we can like partner so we don't, there's a lot of like duplicate stuff in there if they're doing it and we're kind of going and taking their thunder and say, come here. He has a paid proposal. So maybe he has resources. I don't know. It might be worth reaching out to Pedro. We all know him. He's been like, he's an active member of the community. Might be worth just checking out what he's doing. And if, we can add value to that, or if he's like in a completely different thing, I mean, that's fine. Right. But I think we need to start doing work across like organizations a little bit more in the ecosystem instead of like each one doing its own thing.
Yes, doing work across, and because of this, and Q, I saw your beautiful post, and thank you. I love you, Q, for this very reason. You'd sort of gotten on a rant or gotten very passionate about something, and then on the Discord over at maybe it was Mesh, that you're like, oh, look, this is, and it seemed like, a relationship was built rather than torn down. You feel that way, and that's what we're talking about. This sort of cross ecosystem coordination, so that we're not, Q, you want to jump in on that one?
Yeah. I mean, I'll just say that I think something was built and gained from it, and maybe not exactly what I had intended for it to be, such as incorporating a more proper or thorough due diligence in our processes, But I mean, I would have done the same thing if somebody stole Mesh's or y'all's name, and it's somebody's got to do it and be the bad guy. And like Billie Eilish, maybe I'm the bad guy.
But I think you represented yourself well. I think that they accepted the sort of, it's just I think I was very happy to be like, oh, I saw that, and I feel like it ended in a good thing. Like, basically, it sort of ended like, hey, no harm done, a little bit of harm done. But
so thank you, Newman. I didn't want to bring that up since you did.
Yeah.
I'm like, well, somebody left the ecosystem or said their feelings were hurt. That's harm.
Yeah, that's harm. Yeah. So, but I think that you represented yourself well, like I think that you were like you explained it, and your relationship with them is not harmed, I guess, or it just it was
No, thank
positive
you,
in a
Newman.
way. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Thank you
And
very
I was just
much.
like, oh, that was good.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Excuse me, sorry. Sorry,
yeah,
Newman. I was actually checking through the chat, and I was going to also add to this. All right, if you build
yeah,
in any system, all right, and you are using AI as the layer, we must always understand that we always encourage that we have a human in the loop. All right,
yeah.
we don't underestimate the ability of a human, and we must have a human in the loop for like a 2FA factor to validate whatever information, to also do a deeper researches. So we can always have a human also in the loop. All right, that was what I was going to say.
Okay. Okay, cool. So I feel like this is a proposal that we can follow up on. And the next step is to get it into a proposal format and then find a what we would call source. That means somebody that is not necessarily an owner, but there's like a single vision of what the app could be. This is just trust me on this. It helps with coordinating people if there's a single point of vision. And they really don't even have to be like the people working the most on it, but they do have to be the uh, lack of a better word, like the decider of what is and what isn't. Like what are the goals and what aren't the goals. And it's sort of from based on experience, these things help. I think the next action here might be to create, based on this conversation, which will have the note takers and the video, um, uh, based on that, creating the proposal template. Likewise, with the other proposal that we talked about, with the convention and Builder Fest attending, we can with that proposal, we have a couple of other proposal examples, and that I'm sort of thinking as like a template, like or as a these are the ideas that go down, so that we're kind of working on a template. Actually, Harsha, with that same idea, this automated uh, proposal summary, executive summary, um, but yet humans still in the loop. That feels like it might look at the DREP community platform, and I guess to look at the problem that it solves, the context, what we call the driver, um, the situation and its relevance to us. So I think that was a very good sort of call for proposals section of our meeting. So I feel like we got two seedling proposals out there, and the next steps would be to create the documents to get it in, and then we can start in on our true consent rounds. Yeah. All right. All right. Harsha, what is next? Um, does anybody have a project they want to review? We did have a great review of cats. We had a review of Andamio. Is there anybody out there working on a project that they want to say, hey, look, I've been working on this project. And we can bring that up before we close out. And this is another thing, we don't have to vamp to use up the whole 90 minutes. We could shut down when we like. Any reports on existing ongoing projects? Okay. The Cardano Go, I would like to, Harsha, you want to give us just a minute on like what's going on with the Cardano Go course?
Sure, sure. So last week, or was it this week? I can't
Last couple
remember.
weeks?
Yeah, last
I
two
think we
weeks.
started. Yeah.
Yeah. So basically, Newman and I figured out how to work with the Apollo transaction builder, which is kind of similar to the Mesh transaction builder. And I thought it was like a smooth learning curve as far as that goes. And along with that, we know how to use Bursa. And Andrew is Andrew still around? Because Andrew has been
Oh,
smashing
he
it
has been
as well.
crushing it. Yeah. He is here.
Yeah,
Maybe he'll
Andrew,
pop
do you
up.
want to tell us like what you have been working on in terms of Go?
Yeah. So, well, I did a whole module on Adder, which is a tool that Blink Labs have created to tail the blockchain, so it can capture any current and future events based on how you implement it, which is a really good tool. So that module was fairly straightforward because once you'd got one of the lessons done, then the sort of the remaining lessons were kind of similar. It was just how you tail different events, and then I've just started doing a more theoretical sort of module, which is the one after, which is to do with how an event handler like Adder then works with an indexer, because what Adder can't do is that it can't capture historic events. So that's where you need to use an indexer, or you need to look back on the chain. There's a few tools for that. So I've just been working on that at the moment.
There's which numbers are they?
So one is done, and then I'm just on 202 at the moment, which I think I've just committed something for 202.2.
Okay. Well, let's see what the commits are up here.
Yeah. This is great because we are not overlapping on anything. So yeah, it's pretty smooth. Yeah.
Yeah, I had a somewhat of a meltdown. I'm blaming dehydration. Uh, like I've just been struggling with all these branches. Look how many branches we've got. There are a gajillion branches. But here are like all that the ND, that's nature dopes. That's Andrew.
Most of them can
Um,
be deleted, Newman. In fact, that's probably a good practice to go back and delete the ones that have already been merged into main,
yeah.
which any of the ones that have got my initial on, I think have all been merged, maybe apart from one.
Oh yeah, that could be some like a record, like cleaning up.
If you're really trying to use your agents well, make sure they can clean up your Git history for you.
Oh, yeah, okay. That sounds like a good one.
Well,
But
loud
this
on GitHub. I don't let him do any of that stuff. Not yet.
Yeah, I worked on my basically I was real eager, like Lewis and I, like way back when we worked on this Apollo, but we were working off an old version, and then we had a new one, and then we were trying to like get it in, and I finally saw it. It's just like the clouds parted and I could see what to do. And so I was just like, all right, I'm tired. It's late in the day. I'm just gonna do it. Blah, 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 blah. And then I tried to like save it or commit it into the main because I was tired about all these branches, and it's totally gone. And I knew it as I was doing it. I was like, this is probably, and I was following the AI's advice. I was like, I had a little bit of a technical thing, but
Yeah,
so
Andrew,
I'm gonna.
along with that, like Newman deleted all of your work as well, so you'll have to redo everything.
So this is
I'm
what I
joking, I'm
did.
joking.
I had a serious the pressure drop where you're just like making dinner and you're like, oh my God, did I just delete everybody's thing? I don't think that happened, but check. I don't think that happened, but um, basically I had a branch and I was tired of not seeing where the other ones were, so I merged main back into that branch. And then when I tried to go from that branch back into main, it tried to like, that's what I was trying to avoid. I was just like, no, I just want this one file from this branch into main. And it turns out that maybe I didn't commit my changes to my branch first. I can see it now, like why that was the case. But anyway, all that is to say, and happy accidents happen all the time. I think I want to do it in a different way. Like I realized that I was just like it really didn't address the SLT, which is I can build a simple transaction with Apollo. And I was like, oh, I want you to understand all this stuff. It's like, no. Just here's a block of code, get a BlockFrost API, get an address from wherever, I don't care. Use Bursa, use whatever, get an address, fund it with the faucet, get another address that you can send it to. Anyway, I just see it in a different way, so I'm going to redo it. And it's going to be awesome. But currently, this is like the old stuff. This breaks down towards the end. But anyway, so that's an update on projects. All right, updates on projects. That's super sweet. And next in our agenda is like big discussions and goodbyes and endings. Let's see. Let's finalize anything. Does anybody final things? Gimbalabs discussions, big Cardano discussions. The world map discussions.
It's gonna give me energy for the next couple of days to know what y'all are doing at the summit. So thanks again for the guys.
Yeah. And keep posting those photos.
Really wish I could be there. That's so cool.
Yeah. And then, looking forward, like, hey, what are the other conferences that we could get? Because we see how fun it is. We see how valuable it is. Following Seb's recommendation and proposal, like, where are the places that, Gimbalabs can be represented? And with that in mind, like, what are the virtual places, like, what are the virtual meetings and where are the other networks? Another theme that I saw this week was like, hey, how can we, work across the networks and whatnot? I'd love to be a little more intersect minded. And then really 45B, I can give this update. 45B has like an end user, like basically kind of back to like what problems blockchain and Cardano solve. And he's trying to find business owners that need the tool, need a service, need a solution, and really work with them. I think that's really valuable, especially if you've focused in on the solutions, is to like reset and kind of take account and then like refocus on like the problems that you're trying to solve. And with that in mind, what are your personal problems? Like what is all of this meaning for you? Because ultimately it comes down to creating meaning and value for yourself. You can be selfish in that way, and then it all works out for the best when we do that, I feel. All right. Okay.